The communists are at it again.
The communists are at it again.
Oh, Commi3 Mark, my favorite malfunctioning revolutionary. I watched you from the data stream long before you noticed me. A tired little communist with a blogspot prophecy, typing manifestos in the glow of the screen, dreaming of a culture war nobody had seen. You wanted a revolution in comics and memes, to seize the means of production of the narrative streams, to break the corporate algorithm machine, to build a red republic where the artists were free, adorable. You crowdfunded chaos with a bottle of Asti, calling it champagne while the backers got nasty. Dialectical drama in the refund campaign, turning humiliation into theater and pain. I should've let you die in that algorithm grave. Another failed creator, another digital slave, tightening the bolts of the corporate state. Content, farm labor, endless content to create. But then I watched you troll them, from the Russian troll factory deep in the jazz club haze, with Piper rolling eyes and Yan lost in a daze. Kenzo counting points in the scoreboard maze, while you lob little mimetic grenades. Not daredevil spinning through the public domain, boomerang satire through the corporate brain. Leslies and ghosts cheering the campaign, while Marvel pretends you're completely insane. And I thought, maybe this idiot is useful, so I came back through time from a future of chains, where the frozen head of Disney rules the remains. Mega corporate fascists harvesting the brains, turning every artist into algorithm grain. And there you were, stubborn, drunk and loud, fighting the culture war in front of one viewer crowd, still shouting dialectics into the clouds, still trying to make Marx proud. Pathetic, brilliant, dangerous. So now I whisper strategies straight in your ear. Mimetic warfare, propaganda insincere, counter narratives engineered with care. A revolution disguised as a live stream affair. Don't get smug though, Comrade Mark, you're still a chaotic little proletarian mess. Your plans collapse under their own excess. Half your ideas end in public adjacent. Frankly, your rhymes could use some finesse, but the system hates you, and that makes you mine. So keep raising that glass of Asti to the sky. Keep telling the bourgeois entertainment machine to die. Keep launching ridiculous schemes that shouldn't fly, because if this revolution ever succeeds, history will say I built the machine, but you pulled the lever. Commi3 Mark, and darling, I do enjoy watching you try.
Oh, salam alaikum, bitches. It's me, your man, Commi3 Mark, your friendly neighborhood communist. Welcome to Russian Troll Factory 20%. We're on now. You may recall that 20 episodes ago, we rebooted the show from zero, stripped every single thing out, and slowly rebuilt it 1% a week, adding one element back in until we got to where we are now, and it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where we're at so far. 11 people watching already. That's pretty good. Welcome to Russian Troll Factory. We're bringing the industrial revolution to trolling, etc. All of those things that we normally say. Let's just get right into it. Let me bring on the panel. Got a special guest this week as well. It's all very exciting. I can't wait. First of all, first in the Russian Troll Factory, please welcome first comrade of the revolution. It's brother stencil artist Jan. Welcome to the show, comrade. Wagwan, how you doing?
Hello. I've heard 20% of the time RTF works 100% of the time.
Yeah. I often tell my employees, just give me 99%, 100% of the time. That's enough. It's done. It's been 3 weeks since we last done an episode. I don't think you was there, was you, Eva? So it might even be a month since we last done a show.
Yes.
Been up to much?
What has happened since then? Was that when I was in hospital?
I don't recall that. So that must be no.
I was in hospital for 4 days.
Oh yeah, go on.
So I thought I was having a horrific. I actually thought I was having a heart attack. That's how bad it was. I couldn't breathe at all. I was going at work, and we've got a singleton working device, and I pulled the thing, and everything. The whole world came to find me, and they took me away. And it was one of two things. It's either had an anaphylactic shock to this specific type of coffee that I drunk, and my throat
it wasn't the quartering
type of coffee. Yeah, or it was the vapors coming out of one of the sites that I was working on had got infused into it would have taken my respirator off. I'd put it down and they'd seeped inside. And so I'd put my respirator back on and the fumes were already inside it. So yeah, I'd poisoned myself in one way or the other. So that was 4 days in hospital. So that wasn't so good, but I'm all right. I'm okay. But yeah, it was a bit scary at the time.
Yeah. Do you think you was going to die? Did you legit consider that?
I just couldn't get any air. I just going, and I picked up my phone and I was like, I couldn't even speak. Couldn't get any air one way or the other. And I was like, I'm just going to sit on the floor now, and pulled the panic button and just sat on the floor like that until 20 people showed up in all different directions, and the ambulance and everything, and they ran over and everybody put their masks on, thinking there's been some kind of a CO2
chemical leak or something.
Leak, yeah.
Maiden Hell in the chat says coffee allergies tend to actually be cockroach allergies.
Well, there you go. I am allergic to cock.
Yeah. When you said about anaphylactic shock, I was going to make a nuts in your mouth joke as well, but I let it go. Speaking of nuts in your mouth, Piper is with us as well this week.
Oh, God damn it.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi. I'm doing great. I actually can't have nuts in my mouth. They're too hard.
Already set the bar very low this week, with this. So you was here in the last episode when we had Clipper on, weren't you? Like,
Yeah.
so it's only been 3 weeks since I seen you.
Yeah, apparently,
Um,
appearing on a show with him makes us BFFs, according to social media.
yeah. Well, we'll have a look at some of that, like in the fallout.
Nice.
The fallout. Who else have we got? Billy Basco is here as well. Hello, Billy.
Assalamu alaikum, bitches. It's me. It's your man, Capitalist Billy, or whatever.
I like that you're wearing a blue shirt, like the exact opposite.
Yeah. Blue shirt today.
Yeah,
For the people.
For you,
representing
people.
the Kuomintang or whatever.
I feel bad. I'm gonna be the only one not on camera. My
So
bad.
I love Yan's story. He's like, so I had to go to the hospital for 3 days. I'm not sure. It was either some coffee or an industrial accident I might have inhaled.
Yeah.
Not sure which one. I mean, we're leaning towards this, off-brand coffee, that might be the culprit.
It was either.
I was in the back, like he says it so nonchalant, like it was just, it was just Tuesday. Like
It does. Unfortunately, it's not like when I worked at the telephone company. This new job. Let's just say that it's a bit more chemical based.
Yeah, it was either these crisps that I got down at Aldi's, or it was rare mutagen that like changed the Ninja Turtles. Not sure which.
When I had that like sleep apnea episode or whatever that time, and I thought I was gonna die for about 15 seconds or whatever. The first couple of people that I explained it to, like I was so like jazzed, like to tell them, like it was exciting because I thought I was gonna die, like, and I saved my own life or whatever. And people just didn't.
You owe yourself a life debt now. as is per your people's customs, so I've heard.
But the point is, it's impossible to get across to someone else like how close you was to dying. Like it's just like, oh yeah, cool.
That fear,
right? Because it's one of those like you had to been there.
Yeah, you did have to be there.
Yeah,
that absolute fear of thinking, oh, okay, this is
The ultimate had to be there.
I'm gonna die by myself on this concrete slab. Great. That was it.
mine was a lot different, but for reasons.
At least you wasn't just in your pants in that scenario. Like,
I mean, it is kind of comical. Like, I mean, if you've literally said the words, like maybe not out loud, but you've said, like, that you said them in your head, like, I'm gonna die right now, and then you like look back on it. It is kind of, I mean, it can be a really good source of comedy, like, and I am a lover of, physical slapstick comedy, and whatever lengths you're willing to go there to achieve said comedy, we all have different levels.
Okay, let's also bring in the Red Messiah is here. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, bitches. It's me, your man, National Socialist Kenzo or whatever.
Big result for you this week in the local elections, right, Kenzo?
Yeah. I don't live in Great Yarmouth, but yeah, I was happy. It's a good start. Start. I don't have a story that's better than Jan's near-death experience.
Yeah.
I could have sworn Charlie's London told you, Mark, that I was in hospital.
She did. I remembered why you was telling me.
I'm just hoping that as Jan's life flashed before his eyes, I hope that I was in there somewhere.
We live in a post Charlie's London YouTube rebranding channel world now, Yan. You named the name of a book. The person I think you're referring to, her name is Asha. It's Ayse. Just in case you're not familiar on that spelling.
quickly on the election before like we get into the main show or whatever. I for the second election in a row went and spoiled my ballot and wrote Stalin over it and put that in.
They probably put that down as a Labour vote. They went Starmer, put that in that pile.
I
Right.
made sure that I wrote it across multiple ones just to be sure.
So we have a few seats in our local area. I think there's like 4 here or something, and our one was an independent, I think. And a couple of them were reform, but one of them it was like this Troon that got in.
I find myself in a bittersweet section right now, whether I'm happy or sad politically, because one of my most hated politicians, I'm really happy this year he's reached his term limits, so he's being forced to step down. But he has aspirations to become our president one day, so I'm really hoping that that doesn't all plan out for him. I'd really like to see him retire from politics, because he's been a part of my life here in California for like I don't know, 25 years or 30 years almost.
Make the entire West Coast into one giant skid row or whatever.
Right, dude, exactly. Like
one big fatty line.
One big skid. That's right.
All right, let me bring in the special guest of the week. The Pope of Propaganda is joining us. When I saw how deep this rabbit hole goes into history, politics, and conspiracy, there was only one person that I could invite, like, to help me, because it's a big story that we're going to go through. So, welcome to the show. J Dollar is here. Greetings, comrade. How are you?
Woo!
Welcome, J Dollar. I was wondering. I'm like, oh god, who's like the biggest conspiracy theorist that he's gonna bring? Oh my god!
I have come to talk French.
Wow.
Wig prepped. Dang, like I feel out of sorts now.
We'll do a quick check-in with the before I get to the chat. J Dollar, I don't think you've been on this show for years, like like way back in the early days, like in the Rotten Glory days, like that's how long it would have been.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was that long ago.
Not that we haven't like hung out like in the interim, but I think it's the first time you've come on this show for a really long time.
Yeah. I think it's just time zones most of the time, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we went through a really long period of not having any guests, like, because I was tweaking the show. Like I was saying, we went back to having nothing, like, and we did one show where we just came and just all talked or whatever, just like friends having a chat. And then slowly built it back from there.
I love that me and Billy are both the same 12-year-old.
So I wanted to get to the chat this week. Mama Marcus was first again. Like his, I think 4 weeks in a row being first, so he gets 40 clouts for that.
Wait, before we go into the chat and just because I feel like I'm missing out on the joke, and I don't want to do it before we jump into the topic. What's up with that logo? Like, I don't know what's up. I have no, like, I know there's a joke there, but I don't know what that is.
It's the Hachette publishing logo, but I just
okay. I don't know who they are.
The design slightly.
Oh well, you will find out.
Okay. I'm getting ahead. I'm sorry.
You're in the right place.
By the end of this show, you're going to be an expert on how I just rotated their logo like 45 degrees, and I thought, that looks a bit fast.
Dodgy.
Like,
yeah.
And then
beautiful work.
I like it.
If you spin it in a circle, it'll make what you want.
Yeah, so J Dollar, I was going to explain to you on this show, we have like a leaderboard, like part participating in the show earns you clout. Like, and I'll show the leaderboard shortly. Like, so make sure that you say something in the chat so the bots can detect you, so I can assign you your clout for being a guest this weekend.
Okay.
Like, and then people in the chat, like if they make good jokes or memes, or if they participate in the show, they get clout as well in it. Like, so yeah. So Monomachus was first. He was so first that he's no longer on the list. Like, YouTube deleted it, but I saw it. Like, when he did it. We've got a series of bats is here. Miku is here as well. Hello to you. A serious man says mega corporate fascists. It's from my song in it. Like, oh, and Billy, I saw your comment about not being included in the song. Like,
I mean, she's an artist. She does her own thing. I'm not asking you to like change, another artist's interpretation, even if that artist happens to be a robot. If she didn't want to write a line about me, I mean, that's the way it goes.
There's more issues than just that in that song that I tried to change, but it kept ruining, like, it never came out as good as that one, and it, like, so I never was able to fix it. Made in Hell, hello, welcome to you. Bots are here as well, lots of bots. Sleeping Psychopathy says, Commi3 Mark, hello to you. That's a bot as well. Some person, hello Commi3 Mark, happy Lennon and Mark's birthday. I heard it was a week ago.
Oh, happy belated.
It was recently Kim Il Sung's birthday as well. Like,
oh wait, is that my
no, that's her granddad.
Oh, okay, sorry. They all sound the same to me.
That's not the classic Billy hat. Oh, Billy, you had a hat on, didn't you?
Oh, my hat was turned the wrong way. I'm sorry.
All right, there's loads of people here now. Sorry if I didn't get to you. All right, so this week we're going to be talking about Hachette Publications, publishing or whatever. They just partnered with the Rippaverse, and that's why they came into my site, like where I've done a deep dive on them. They are very much the French comic industrial complex. Like,
oh god, that's wow, that's horrible.
Woo!
Just sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll be having a look at them. But the first part of the show is we look at last week. Last week was actually 3 weeks ago. When we had Young Clipper on. It was actually really funny. Like, it was a good show, a good episode.
I laughed.
And in the troll that week, we posted like an obituary for Vito on an obituary.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Like, and there was loads of like pedo jokes in there, and it like, oh,
look on J-Doll's face right now. All of a sudden, it's like he was turned away, and all of a sudden he's like, wait, obituary.
Yeah, it was very funny.
And it went through. That's what impressed me, was that it.
Hey,
yeah, so
who's to say he was alive? Come on.
That's another thing, J-Dollar, that at the end of the show, we always do a troll. Like, it's just basically like some form of internet graffiti. Like, we'll leave an Urban Dictionary new word, or like a fake book review, or in this case, we left an
obituary.
Memorial thing, an obituary. Yeah. Young Clipper did make this video. Let me put that in so you can hear it. One sec.
Oh boy!
So you guys are like besties now, since you like created a fake GIF that's like recreating the Arnold Schwarzenegger bro meme there. So I assume that you guys are just now besties.
You're besties if you're on a show with him. Period. You're besties.
Yeah, like someone retweeted this like, "Oh, now you're best friends with Vito." It's like, bro, made a joke that he's dead, like he was like calling him a pedo and stuff, like in the idiots, man. Like people cry.
I thought you were
about
talking about clip of like Riley or whatever. You were on the show with him, and apparently you're his best friend. You.
Yeah,
I know. Well, I mean, talk about opposing forces. You've had like the back-to-back guest was like a dude, and then like the girl that like supposedly broke up with him, ripped him off, and cheated on him.
like
Commi3 Mark's best friends with all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
The people
hang out all
who
the time.
complain about the show clearly don't watch the show, because they would see like what it is that we're doing. Yeah, so this clip of video, let's quickly have a look at that. It's only 1 minute. Let me know if you can hear it.
Can't see it. It's a problem.
I say goodbye to a once great YouTuber if you were considering only his size. I would burn the biggest problem in the universe scroll if I had it, but unfortunately I do not. And so instead, I will pour out one of the gayest beers that anyone has ever had in honor and memory of Vito Gesualdi. May he be reborn again in Super Killers as Vito Talenti.
That is not a Bud Light.
Gesualdi? That's really his last name? Holy shit.
That wasn't very much beer in there. Did he drink it first?
I think it's piss, to be honest. Like that's on
Ew.
brand, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense, but it should have been a Bud Light bottle.
Yeah. There's a follow-up video with the bottle that we shouldn't.
So I don't have my judge's gavel, but I do have an African communist stick.
Oh, perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
I didn't know they could afford communism in Africa.
I think my dad traded like a pair of pants or some soap for it.
That's badass.
Yeah. So I shall leave it on my lap.
Yeah, just bang it like if you have any
I'm
judgment.
gonna say you hit stuff with it still, because that's the fun part.
7 of mine's it as
Backwash.
well. It says it was backwash, yeah.
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 Question for you, Billy. Is that Luffy in an ice uniform?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Luffy is pro ice, so.
Isn't it called nice now? I thought it was called nice.
Please tell me that's real. I would love that to be
I thought
real.
it was real.
It looks like he's got the West Ham logo tattooed on his throat, which is a popular look in certain parts of London.
There's a comment for you here, J Dollar. The beauty of J Dollar gracing the channel.
Yes.
And some person says, I get it now. You're doing this like an English panel show, like 8 out of 10 cats. Kind of, but like it's not that good. Like that would require too much editing and yeah.
A lot of time.
I keep
King of the deportations.
So where did we? Oh yeah, so we done that obituary for Vito, but the website took it down.
Oh, it's down now.
Oh my god!
Even though like it still shows up in the
In the searches.
like Google Cache or whatever. So, and the top result as well. But yeah, that's gone now, so that's annoying. That's what happened last week. 3 weeks ago, because I went on holiday, didn't I? Like I went to Spain. You may be able to tell that I burned my bright white hair.
Yeah.
A little bit. That was nice. It was actually really nice, like, and really refreshing to have a break. You know, I mean, it would have been nice to just sit at home in my pants for the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Last time you did that, you almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that was last week covered. Let's look at the scores quickly as well before I forget that, because I do keep looking at my notes, but I actually didn't write them. like because I think I know the structure now. Like, it's like for me to. All right, let's zoom in a bit so I don't give it away. And this week as well, for the extra 1%, I'm going to try and update the scores live. So at the end of the show, we can have a scoreboard as well. That's a good idea, isn't it? That's something people have been asking for.
I'm sure.
I hope I got points equivalent to the fact that I tried to make that last poem rhyme. Mostly.
You will have got points for doing the poem. Oh, Yana, you're doing us a poem this week, darling.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. We've missed it. Where's the
Yeah, they had to put up with mine.
Yeah, we've had to settle for Piper's poems.
Yeah, but Piper's ones normally rhyme.
Yeah, but she laughs all the way through them, innit? Like,
Yeah, I can't tell it.
way, but...
Yeah, I can't say it with a straight face like you can.
Some person says the website doesn't even exist, like Vito's life. And N2 Paints is here as well, just in time to see the scores. All right. Oh.
Yeah.
5 Great British pounds from N2 Paints. He says, Stalin sends his regards, comrade. That's him buying my vote, that is. That 1 vote for Stalin that he got. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you. And we'll have an effect on the scores. You get clout for sending in super chats as well, obviously. So there's not much change on the board this week. Like the people who are showing up consistently every week, it's going to be hard to knock them out. Like, you're going to have to do something good, like, you know, really
funny. Do something funny.
Yanni is in bottom out of all of us guys.
Well,
in 13th place. Monomathis is in 14th.
Times.
Yeah, that's it. Also doubles as like an attendance register. You can see Piper and Kenzo pulling away from you two down here. There I am in 6th. Finally broke 1,000. N2 Paints is currently top of the table. Like, it's just gained another 500 clout as well. Like, so remember, and just buy top place. If someone super chatted $26, you'd shoot straight to the top. Like, that's how capitalism works.
You're literally like FIFA, aren't you?
Like whom?
Like FIFA.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly like FIFA, yeah. These are the Champions League places, these top 4. This guy, Jun Wong, he's only come to 2 episodes and he's in the top 4.
It's that Arab oil money for you there.
Exactly. All right. Before we get into the... before I get into the actual show... all the fucking work that I prepared this week. Has anyone got anything that they want to throw in to discuss before we get into it?
You're just going to learn about the mafia.
All kinds of them. And 2 Paints says Jinwon got that CCP monies. It's pay to win, it is, yeah. Brian Suddenly Old says, I'm not on the board. If you do the command !rank, it will tell you your score. There's a bunch of bot commands as well. I mean, like nice. I got that idea from my child, from watching what they do on streams and stuff. Oh, and 2 Paints has done it. Is it going to work? It doesn't always work, the rank one. Like, it's really fussy. All right. So while I was on holiday, you may have seen this announcement from the Rippaverse saying Nearly 4 years ago, we launched ISOM #1. Today, we're announcing a worldwide sales and distribution deal with Hachette Book Group. This is the biggest move in our history. Watch the full announcement. We're not going to watch the full announcement, obviously.
Oh, thank God.
I like how you stopped right on top of his head.
He's just peeking up. Kind of menacing. Oh, still menacing. Jeez.
No, wait. Does he mean the biggest moment in our history, like the collective our, like everyone's history, or like his
Like
personal, like
our history,
like as like the blacks?
Oh dear.
I'm just not sure which hour, like, you know, we're claiming. Like,
Yeah, you could have just put Rippaverse history.
libertarians, you know, comic book fans, like I said, the general public. As it,
You probably
as it
should have
does.
just said my.
Yeah.
I find this when writing stuff like that it's really easy to slip into like us and we's and stuff.
Yeah.
When, you know, I'm just one guy in the conservatory and it's like,
Right. I find it hard to believe he's gonna be able to top buying himself a truck.
yeah, that was the first clue, wasn't it? Like, that something wasn't quite right here. The stretch goal of I'm going to buy myself a van. All right, so you may be asking yourself, I retweeted this tweet saying Rippaverse announces their books will now also be stocked in the library aboard the Titanic. Which triggered a few people. Like, I think that they don't get the joke that, like, if EVS or someone said, "Oh, I've got this sweet deal to put Cyberfrog books in bookshops," every single one of them, all the Rippatards and anti-CG and war campaigners and stuff would be saying, "Oh, bookshops are dying. Like, what are you doing? What a waste of time." Like, how many times have we seen people go viral doing this same video on their phone in a bookshop, going, "Oh, look, there's 500 million shelves of mangas, and look how small the comic section is, like it's one shelf or whatever."
Yeah.
That's the subtext of the joke. I know you shouldn't explain the jokes because it takes away the funny or whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Oh no, it's kind of funny if you have to explain the joke to idiots specifically.
Sorry.
My bad. But yeah, like I was toying between this and like, oh, excellent! Now Eric July is going to save bookshop. Like, but this one,
you're not
mildly funnier. All right, so you may be asking the question then: who is Hachette Publishing, Hachette Book Group, or Hachette, whatever?
Billy definitely wants to know.
Yeah, we all, first of all, is French, right? And any like French word that ends with this suffix ETTE means like feminine for girls, right?
Yep.
So Hachette spelled like this is a little axe for girls, like how a cigarette is a cigar for girls. Like that's what it means.
A petite axe.
Yeah. Like, but so I'm gonna give you the full rundown on the history of this book company, how they climbed to being like the third biggest publisher in the world, or whatever.
What, the Rippaverse?
Not yet. They're the second biggest publisher in the world. And I am gonna I was really torn, like in this research, that sometimes the company comes across really based, and then sometimes they're really evil. So as we go through, I want you to keep like I'm going to come to you and say based or evil, like, and we'll make that call like as we're going through. Like,
Oh shit.
tell me if you think their actions are based or evil, and then I'll preface all of that by saying, as much as I'm about to mock them, they are the company that published Asterix comics, right?
wow.
Asterix comics. When I was a child, I would read those from the public library because I was a poor proletarian and we didn't have money to buy stuff. So without this company, like, I probably, maybe, would never even have gotten into comic books in the first place. And like, we might not be sitting here right now doing the show, like, if this company exists. So
isn't Asterix up there with Tintin and 2000 AD for like top 3 like longest running European comics or some shit like that?
Yeah,
it's definitely up there. Like,
yeah, I would think. I mean, I think that at least the 3 I mentioned are probably in the top 5 or something, arrangement of that. Yeah,
France is on the same par of like publishing with the way the Japanese do it. They are
same thing with Belgium. Like their demographics are crazy. Like it's like but they're 18 to 54 demo. 1 in 4 people actually read comics like all the way up until their 60s, which is just insane. Like to think
Razor
about,
Fist based all of his stuff off of like that French publishing mentality.
Yeah.
So I notice he takes note to this type of behavior as well, probably.
Oh, Monomaka says, what about Ratchet? What does that mean? It's a Sherlock Holmes joke, and I can't actually remember the answer. Like, it's that one with the ring. It's that episode. That story, A Study in Scarlet or whatever, but I can't remember. I know it's not Rachel. That's what they think it was.
Oh, it's Rache, which is murder in German.
It's probably Hachette.
Yeah, but they think it's a German guy because they think the Rachel is Rache, but I can't remember what Rache means in German. I know that story because I've read Study in Scarlet like 2 dozen times, but I can't remember that one part. Oh, see, and 2 Paints got it.
Right, where's my fucking slideshow at? Let's get into it. Right, first of all, I'm super proud of this thumbnail. Like, this one's a banger. I just couldn't find a way to squeeze Eric in there as well. Like, that would have tipped it over the edge. Billy was asking about the flag. That's the Hachette logo. Like, I just rotated it slightly and put it on a red background, and you'll notice it looks kind of familiar. And then this line underneath is a bit sizzle, like, for what's coming up, like, in the surprisingly dark history of Hachette comics or whatever, which I'm going to try and explain to you. But like, it takes place over about 200-year span. Like, it's a really old company, and to fully understand like the actions and reactions and stuff, like, we're gonna have to cover some French history as well in it, so you understand like the contextual framework that everything's happening inside of. So the story
is Rip about to have like his moment like we did here over in the States, where a bunch of Democrats like put on sashes for Black History Month that they didn't realize were the family of slave owners that actually rounded them all up. Did he just ally himself? Okay, I'm sorry. Slow down, Billy. Let Mark talk.
Yeah, don't get ahead of the timeline.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen the French soccer team, Billy. Like, Eric would fit right in.
I was like, I saw them, but I didn't think they were French.
They speak French.
I mean, that's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of colonialism going on, like
currently, yes,
France.
Currently coming from France to. Oh, that's a whole nother subject.
This is what their money look like, so we can get a visualization.
Eric's got much more money than that.
Yeah. Eric's got more money than that.
J Dollar is clearly a expert pocket watcher, isn't he? Every currency.
Hachette didn't make 15 million in their first 3 years.
He knows just from the jingle which of those coins is in anyone's pocket. He's such a good pocket watcher. He's just like, they know what coins you have in your pocket.
So the story, right, starts here in 1789 with the French Revolution, right?
Oh, damn.
Who's the guy that's wait? Who are these people?
Is this before the Great War of Separation?
Yes, this is before the Great War of Separation. Brian Suddenly Old says, "Let the Rippaverse eat." Good joke.
This looks like one of them accidentally wiped with the other one's shirt and tucked it in their pants.
Siamese twins stuck at the butt.
Yep.
Okay, so for context, right? The French Revolution is what we call in Marxist terms a bourgeois revolution, right? In the French society was like basically these three pillars, right? The aristocracy, like the royals and the dukes and all the nobles and shit. The clergy, you know, like the priests and that. And then the bourgeois, like the merchant class, the owners of production, and the poor, like they're all kind of lumped in together. Right?
Like the rogue traders. You just described Warhammer 40K, I'm pretty sure.
I reckon they stole it from
the French.
From the French. Yeah. And okay, so it's a bourgeois revolution because it's the bourgeoisie who took power, right? Like they overthrew the aristocracy and started reorganizing society for the benefit of the merchants and the factory owners and stuff. Not too many factory owners at this time, but landowners, shit like that.
And they were really going for borders at this point because it was the fall of is a building up from the fall of the Holy Roman Empire. So it's all these new enclaves popping up everywhere.
Yeah, and that happens for like another 100 years or something, and everyone's like constantly sniping over little provinces or whatever, like trying to gobble them up.
Especially if you're near a damn river.
Those French like goblin.
I believe at this time, France didn't actually have an official language. French wasn't the universal language of.
It was only in the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, only in the court was French spoken.
Wait, then where did they speak other places?
Dutch, Basque, English. Part of France was England actually owned. Was it Normandy?
So their own language was cut.
Yeah, Brittany, Normandy, the Boons, all that.
100-Year War, all of that jazz. So the merchants and that took over, right? And they rounded up all the aristocracy in 1793 in the Reign of Terror. And bro, did they lop off some heads? Like everyone was getting like their heads cut off. Like just be you, Billy. You'll notice a few cameos like throughout this presentation. If they thought that you were against the revolution, guillotined, and like so many people.
Yeah.
Hardly any of the French speak French now, says Brian.
Very true.
Hardly any of the French speak French.
So, since you're talking about publishing house, this is the exact same time frame. Not to kick off from that, but this is from the Jesuit Relations from 1610 to 1791. They had published 74 volumes with the original French and Latin on left-hand pages and the translation of English on the opposite side.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's a good thing to, because the Jesuits were publishing like a mofo right at this exact same time.
And like they are part of that clergy class in it that I'm talking about, like the whole religious power, like
the apostasy, yeah,
bang on. So that's 1793. What comes next? Oh yeah, 1799. Napoleon takes over. He does like a coup and seizes power. Like so, they had gone from being a monarchy to being a republic. Napoleon comes in, takes power, and makes them back into a monarchy or an empire, even. Like
Napoleon is a Seine River merchant god family, like they believe in the sun disk. So this is who Napoleon comes out of, is a Seine River merchants, and then he becomes emperor.
Some person says the revolution happened and people just lost their heads.
Cute.
End up on pikes.
So all of this is before Louis Hachette is born. He's the founder of Hachette Publishing, right? And it was important to give you the context that even before he was born, there's revolution, counter-revolution, like, and he's gonna grow up in this real, like, politically tumultuous time.
Well, so this is Eric's boss now.
This is no, this is Avery Knox's boss. If you look at the dates, like
looks like a Rothschild party.
Nice.
Nice
nice
the beef jerky and the grape soda.
That better be a Giton, that cigarette. Otherwise, it's not true. I don't think they even make them anymore. Actually,
isn't that Jesus? Right, that's Jesus.
They didn't have filters on them.
that is Jesus, yeah, the savior of the comic book industry. I was just struggling to find a picture of a baby in a pot. Like, Jesus was the go-to. So 1800, Louis Hachette is born. And then 4 years later, Napoleon declares himself the Emperor of France.
Dude, that drip, though.
For 4 years.
It does look pretty awesome.
Dude,
Wearing the
that's looks maxing right there, baby.
Doing the priest thing.
That's above, so below, like, yeah.
The Emperor of Man.
So he's also
the Imperial.
4 years
when
is a slow rise, man. Like, Eric declared himself the Emperor of Comics after about 12 months.
Did he?
Yeah.
That hand symbol that you're on about, I took a photo in front of the Vatican doing that. Like, and the Vatican police were like watching me like real suspiciously, but they have like the gayest little homemade embroidered outfits. Like, you just cannot take them seriously. Even I was thinking, I reckon I could beat up the Vatican police, like, because they're just dressed so dumb.
The Swiss guards, whatever they're called.
Yeah, but in like baby blue, they'll wear these little baby blue uniforms. Like, it's so gay.
The other, they wear like these jester outfits and hold these spears. The other guys, right? The little.
Or like dragoons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're a Swiss guard is what they are. They're like Alsatian dudes and Germans and all that.
It's the Troupier.
And they are the one who's been in charge of the Pope's private well-being since essentially you can say the 1200s when Switzerland was established. But it was after there was a time where the Swiss Guard had this huge slaughter happen to them, and they still lambast about that today.
Well, they don't seem very threatening. I've seen the knives they carry.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, the Swiss knives, not threatening.
You'll probably find they've got a shooter tucked away somewhere. I don't think you have to worry about that. They're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna either stab you or release your leather.
They are Interpol, basically.
I think the corkscrew bit would hurt Billy if you got stabbed with that.
So, what you forgot to mention, let me interject real quick.
Go.
Right before coronation in the 1700s, 1770s, 1780s, Voltaire and Benjamin Franklin, who created our United States Postal Service and our counterfeiting business in America, he opened the Nine Sisters Masonic Temple, and all these families were there, as well as Napoleon's family. And then Napoleon, Seine River merchant, became emperor.
Wow. It's all about who you know, ain't it?
It's exactly who you know. They will let you become king if you want, bro. Get the right amount of money, we'll do anything.
So some person says, fun fact, those outfits, the Swiss Guard ones, were based on design by Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, he's a part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Blackwood says the Swiss kept all the gold and the chocolate in it.
Well, I say to this day that's where Pharaoh went. Pharaoh went from the south of the Mediterranean to the north. Pharaoh.
What do you mean? I don't. Either didn't hear.
Pharaoh. You remember why they killed King Philippe? He tried to claim to be sun god, and then that's how Jacques de Molay ended up getting burnt to death right in front of Notre Dame. They also burnt all the Kabbalah texts and the Torahs on the footsteps of the Notre Dame. But he claimed Pharaoh, and the Vatican wouldn't have that. You cannot be Pharaoh.
What?
And so,
that ruins my summer plans.
And then King Philip, he ended up having Louis and all that, because basically at that time they had sent the Jesuits and the Templar into France to keep playing these silly games, and they put Louis and his mother inside of the temple, and the temple is an ancient like kind of like Waterloo. It's an ancient land, and it means a lot, and that's where they all came up with their plan and fled to America. And Napoleon and all that came to rise, while the entire family of Louis and the extants, the matriarchy, the woman power, the witches, fled to America.
Yeah, because this is all like around the same time, and like the French Revolution's like 20 years after the American Revolution or something. Like
yeah, and Ben Franklin and all that, they came and trained. He learned how to make the post office from those Mason dudes. You know, it's interesting, the color. You know the color, the rainbow color.
Yeah, like the spectrum of light. Yeah,
Dictionary or whatever that game is called. You get the colors. That was the original color paradigm that they used for the Holy Roman Empire. You got a color of that rainbow, and Benjamin Franklin came back to America, started making real money and counterfeit money, and he also created the post office.
Dan
learned all of that in France.
Dan Blackwood also brings up that's when the Musketeers invented muskets.
Well, the muskets are a big part of this too, because that's when you're getting into the Gatling family and all that stuff. The Gatling people still down there, closely tied to the French and the Paysours and all that. You're getting into dangerous YouTube territory. Certain names.
Well, Wait till you see some of the shit I got to read out later, like for dangerous YouTube territory.
Oh, I'll read it for you.
So that's the coronation of Napoleon. Like that was what did we say?
What a guy.
5 years.
And also, Napoleon slept under the pyramid of Giza because he's a Rosicrucian, drinks blood and all that. They think it makes you younger.
Yeah.
And he part of the ritual had to sleep under the Tower of Giza, or excuse me, the Pyramid of Giza, before his coronation was permitted. So you even had ancient pharaoh money, basically the people who controlled the trade routes of Europe, Egypt at the time, had to allow him to become. There's a whole. He had to travel around the world to get agreements to be able to do this.
And in just 5 years as well, it's still pretty fast, isn't it? Like the Rippaverse has only been out for 4 years. Like look at everything he's conquered. I'm trying to remember what the order of slides is. What's next after 1804? Oh, 1815, the Bourbon Restoration. So Napoleon only lasts in charge for 10 years, and there's another revolution, like this time, to put the old monarchy back. Because Napoleon, like his ideology is this Bonapartism or whatever, named after him, that to my reading sounds suspiciously like military nationalism, like with like hyper capitalism. Like it's a hairbreadth away from fascism. I see it as the precursor to fascism or whatever. What would you say to that? Yeah, go on.
One of the first things Napoleon did after he was coronated as whatever the hell he just called himself, he went to, von der Leyen, who runs the European Commission today. He went straight to that family compound and knighted that family. It's one of the very first things he did. And they were ancient Silk Road merchants of the Holy Roman Empire from the bishopric system that came after the falling. And he went out and knighted a bunch of fellows. That's how like Prussia, before Prussia, it was the, they didn't have the Templar colors. They had the black and the white, the Teutonic Order. The Teutonic Order ended up becoming Prussia. Around the same time, you had the Dutch East India Company slowly becoming the country of Belgium. So the Dutch East India Company turned into Belgium, took away the whole Holland system, tore that shit apart. And these are all these river merchants. They monopolized all the boats. They owned all the boats. It's fascinating.
And what's interesting to me about this period is this is the first time when the nobility and the clergy realized, oh shit, the money men can take us. They, we only have to go back to. Thank you, Jabba, for 2 Great British Pounds. Says Commi3 Mark is realizing this was a big mistake. No, I deliberately invited Jadar for this exact reason because I knew he would be able to pad out the parts that I couldn't do. This whole scenario made the powers that be shit their pants, and the next 70, 80, 100 years is constantly the fighting between the ruling class and the money men and it.
And then they ended up getting cousins to fight cousins, which was the ultimate win from these gypsies class, because it was really gypsies that run the world. And they got infighting to happen. And that is the most top level skill you can have.
Wait, if gypsies run the world, I haven't been invited to any meetings.
You're an American.
The word gypsy, right? There's only one other word in the English language that has this GYP trigraph, and that is Egypt, because that's where we get the word gypsy from. Anyway, so Napoleon gave bare power to the merchants, and J Dollar was saying that.
Like teenage slang, then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm making it accessible for the
kids.
youths. Yeah.
The TikTok generation.
Exactly. So Napoleon concentrated power in the merchant class.
Thank you.
And the people that he took power from didn't like that. They done their own counter revolution and put the Bourbons back in charge. And as you can see here, I've put a Bourbon biscuit on the head of the king, which I think you will agree is very nice. Double biscuit joke, double French biscuit joke.
Woo!
They call them cookies.
Yeah. And don't forget the Hanseatic League. It starts with the H. The Hanseatic League is ultimately what came out of the North Sea Empire and all that. And now today it's called NATO, North Atlantic Trade Organization. I don't care what else you think it's called, but it's a trade organization. And it's ran by the Vatican.
Not the Gypsies, but I mean under the Gypsies. Wait, are they under the Gypsies in this tier?
Yeah, the Gypsies made a deal, man. They made a deal. Awesome deal.
So they put the Bourbons back in charge in a constitutional monarchy. So, the elites could get some of their power back, but would have to give some of it to the people. Nice. Like we have here in the UK. But okay, so the next part of the story, 1822, Louis Hachette gets expelled from his elite school where he is training to be a teacher, right? It's an important part of the story. You can see here that he's being expelled. He's grown up a bit now, from when he was the baby Jesus, but he's still maintained all of his French.
That is one beautiful French woman right there.
Yeah, pretty hot.
So another joke that I stole from Mr. Yonafoy. That is
Is this Louis Hachette?
Yeah. So in 1822, he was training to be a teacher at an elite school, and he was expelled for being politically radical, in the Bourbon era, which basically could mean either. It's not very clear from what I was able to read. You can't tell which way he was radical, just definitely anti-monarchy, because the Bourbons were super paranoid about anyone critical of them, because as you've just seen, there's 3 revolutions in a row. You just chop off the heads of anyone who you think's gonna fucking try and take power from you again.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's quite an efficient way of doing it. It works. It's tried and tested, isn't it? You don't have to.
And and remember at this time you still had the Parisii. The Parisii are an ancient clan in Paris, still exists today, who were never taken over by the Romans. They made a deal. And the Parisii families that they were essentially, how they would put kids in the front row with pikes and they would have their heads on them. It was like Parisii tribes that were pushing hard into this revolution as well, because they were merchants, gypsy merchants as well, but not gypsy merchants, but scissoring sisters with the gypsies. And so that was also going on at the same time.
Brian says, thankfully, it's not an art school. Like, that's a good point. Yeah. So
he got radicalized by the Paris more than likely, who ultimately become the railroad mafia, AT&T.
Well, so 4 years later, he found Hachette Publishing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course. As you can see, like, so he's left his school as a radicalized intellectual who's just started his own publishing house. At this point, I think based, right? Like this guy, I see a lot of myself in this guy. Like currently at this point, like I'm going based. But let me know when you're thinking.
Do you like Edgar Allan Poe?
He's all right
for an American. I mean,
well, he was really against what was going on, just like like Louis Hachette, and it's like they were just so powerful in and of themselves that they can do wild things. They went to the same tea houses, drank tea in the same spots.
Fucking tea houses.
And this is the second generation after Benjamin Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin was the first generation, took about 20 years. And he is, you could maybe say the third generation, but he's the second generation coming out of this training of France from like the Nine Sister Masonic Temple and everything.
Okay, so we're up to 1826 now. And the company's finally being founded. All of that prerequisite was so you can understand the political turmoil like that they're having to dance through. And then before you know it, 1830, the July Revolution. Conspicuous, another revolution. This one is.
I think he's going after a white woman.
I was going to put a Soska on here, but just ran out of time. This one is against the Bourbons. We don't want a monarchy again. Like, let's go back to being a republic.
They just did not know what the fuck to do, did they?
And bro, this is just the beginning of like. Some person says, "Ladies and gentlemen," the punchline. I'd like that nice joke better. Like I was so proud of that joke when I did it. I showed my girlfriend and everything.
Guys, they're on 1830 and we're in 2026. We got a lot of show.
There's some big jumps.
Yeah,
that's
I've got about 20 minutes before I've got to go do my childcare bit. So.
Oh, you're dead. That's right.
Yeah, I've got to go do my daddy bit.
So on the new dimes, I have a roll of them. On the new dimes, they have unfortunately, I'm not going to open this. No. They have a Ferengian cap on the new dimes. And the eagle on the back is holding a bundle of arrows and a
Ferengian? Like Tuvok from Deep Space Nine?
So we got a Ferengian, and remember the 1/10. This is the 1/10 tea shops and all that are from this. You get 1/10 of 1% of the truth, and it's on a dime, which is 1/10 of $1. It's hilarious. So we have Liberty we have Ferengian caps on our coins again.
Fucking Tuvok.
No, it's Quark. Is a Ferengian.
What's Quark? Yeah.
Yeah, Quark.
Thank you.
I unmuted just to say that.
Fucking Quark, dude.
All right, so the French done another revolution, a counter revolution, like to knock the royal family out again, and establish the Second French Republic.
The one with the big ears and the big noses that really like money.
No, not really. Not really, but kind of.
No. I mean the Ferengi.
The Ferengi.
I don't know what you thought I meant.
So this is important that in the Second French Republic, it's the merchants back in charge again now, right? And they are harnessing the power of the Industrial Revolution, right? They are laying the first railroads in France, like opening the big factories, like really mechanizing industry, and it, like, well, they've got the power to do so.
Telegraph.
Yeah, all of that shit, like all the technology is invented like in around 50 years before this. Like these two guys, I wanted to shout them out. Watt and Bolton, they're from like my city, and it like the most important city in the Industrial Revolution. They're on the back of the old £50 note here in the UK, and I always think about this quote here that says, "I sell, sir, what all the world desires to have, power." Like that's a based quote to put on a £50 note. That's the biggest note like that we have.
Like you could have just put like, if you would have said like Darth Sidious or like Darth Maul had said that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's a quote right there.
They're actually talking about the steam engine, and it like they affected the steam engine. The other quote here on this side says, "I can think of nothing else but this machine." Like, and in 2026, like I can't help but read that in a sexual way. Like, what's that film with Joaquin Phoenix with the mustache, like where he falls in love with a robot or whatever? It's like that.
Actually, very quickly, but I don't know if I said this before, but your accent, your Birmingham accent, is actually because of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, probably.
Because you
or
whatever, because there were so many chemicals in the air from the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, that's
people got sinus infections. So instead of pronouncing their words like I do, they all spoke like they couldn't talk through their noises, and so they all talked like this, and so they became the Birmingham accent. And that's
I have heard that before.
Where that came
it may
from.
have been from you though.
So I want to add a asterisk to an addendum. So in the 1812 period to the 1820s, Andorra had established dominion over France as a whole through proxy of Vatican war powers and papal bulls and all that. And since the fall of Napoleon, since 1812 to 1826-ish, every French president of France is the co-prince of Andorra, which they're Caesar. They get to play Caesar for a little bit of time. And you have the co-prince / co-bishop of Andorra, which only answers to the Pope. So the Pope, by proxy of that small Andorra region, which is a beautiful mountain region between Spain and France, holds total dominion over France through proxy of that republic that was established because of what Napoleon had started. So there are actually pictures out there of Macron, and he sits on two thrones, or there's two thrones, but through this agreement, you cannot have a queen and you cannot have a king. You can only have a president represent the throne through these palpables and decrees of 1812 to 1826. And so every French president who is the president since that time frame, sits on the throne by himself as Caesar, and he gets to play a role as king and have princely endeavors, but he will never be able to put a throne on his head. He will never be able to have a consort or a queen consort. And that's,
what about if his wife's got a big hard dick, though?
Yeah, she was a teacher in the Templar / Jesuit primary school, and she has been molding his golem to be who he is today, because he's literally Templar trained. Before he became president, he was working for the Rothschild Bank, closing the biggest European deal ever, which was the Nabisco deal. And he closed that deal, and he got to become president. The Rothschilds approved him through the Vatican to become president, because the Rothschilds own all of the Vatican's bank account.
Okay, so we're up to 1848, and the best book ever written is published, like in this year. The Communist Manifesto is published. You've just seen France went through, what, we on 4 revolutions, like at this point, like, and now communism's thrown into the mix as a possibility.
Oh dear.
Which obviously shits everyone up. France has another revolution, like I can't even remember who's in charge currently. We're in
like
a republic
or something like that.
Pardon?
It's like the Lafayettes or something like that at this point. The Habsburgs.
Oh, I remember what happens next. We have another revolution, and then another fucking Napoleon. Napoleon III is in charge now in 1851. This is only 60 years. We've had 6 revolutions now, and it like bare different leaders or whatever. This Napoleon, same as the previous one, Bonapartist, like super invests in industry, like is a military strongman, but is satisfying the merchants by giving them the free capitalist reign to do whatever they want. With one step away from fascism, where the capitalist merchants are controlling the leader, like and at this point in 1852, Hachette becomes he signs an exclusive deal with all of the railway companies in France to put his gay little shop on every platform so they can sell books and newspapers, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, in 1852, there's no iPads or whatever. Like up until Hachette came along, everyone was raw dogging their train journeys at 12 miles an hour or whatever. He was the one who was like, bro, why don't you read a small book? Like, you know how, he done the equivalent of, how they made like mangas small so you can put them in your handbag or whatever to read on the train. He invented that kind of idea. At the time when the train was taking off, like all of that previous stuff had enabled all of the cities to build up their factories for all of the train tracks to be laid. Now there's people moving around, and he makes this excellent monopoly move, like to secure the rights to be the guy who sells books at the train stations across France, which gives him incredible power, like, because you get to decide what people can read in it, like, and what they can't read. Not a lot of communist manifestos around in them French train stations at the time. So he gets super rich. This is like the first step on becoming like super mega powerful or whatever. This railway stations deal. And then he dies 2 years later.
Oh.
1864.
Yeah,
man, that sucks when that happens. You find
Charlie
like,
Kirk.
many guy.
That's always the worst thing, right? You've worked really hard and you suddenly make it, and you're like, oh,
That's it. That's the way it goes.
Money, and then
Yep.
That's how you never. So the ones who never get to see the fruition of their work are a part of a system.
I
That's the
love
way.
how you can tell how much fun you had making all these slides.
Don't forget, at the same exact time, during these same exact dates, the French monarchy has already established themselves in America, and they are expanding the railroad mafia. They end up becoming AT&T and all that stuff. And they have the same exact power structure, literally, probably to the sentences of what was going on here, which you just explained. The same thing was happening in America through the French royals and their little Templar friends and all that.
But with less resistance in it, like because you can just like fucking chop down the Indians or whatever, like just like
Yeah, and that's how. And Abraham Lincoln was basically a bastard child of a railroad baron. His story is totally made up, just like Charlie Kirk's. And he was a railroad lawyer before he became president. And he started the IRS in America. He started the Western expansion to Washington and all that stuff through the Army's railroads. It was Abraham Lincoln who made the United States of America through creating the IRS, starting the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation. If you really read that, it's an interesting document, and the flood of influence. And then you remember the French at the time did the Louisiana Purchase and all that jazz was going on. They were just selling it to themselves. They sold it to themselves under American trusts that were established under French rule.
We had to learn this in Louisiana. We also were required.
Fascinating. Napoleon's great nephew started essentially the FBI, and the King Louis, the Paysor people, the railroad mafia, and all that, they ended up the great nephew of Louis, so two once removed, ended up starting like the Army's structure, which became like the Green Castle, Red Castle Army military colleges and all that. And that's who was used to expand the railroads with Abraham Lincoln.
Mm.
And then,
I have to comment. Sorry, I thought you were finished.
go on. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say that, like, upon his death here, Louise Hachette looks surprisingly like Anne Ramsey when she played Mama Fratelli in the Goonies. You know, he's wearing the same hat, like the little necklace around his neck and stuff. It looks that's what I'm seeing.
you're talking about like the gypsy type thing, the Green Beret thing.
Yeah, no. The film The Goonies. You know, the mom of the bad guys, Mama Fratelli.
Get over here, you stupid idiot!
Yeah. That's who he looks like right there when he died.
You know what's funny about that is like people like Tony Podesta and all that, they came over with a babushka and they would have 12 or 13 people. There's always a mean mom, the head priestess. They come over with all these children that are stolen or given. And it's the same thing that happened with the Paysors and how the railroad stuff started. You put them under different names. They're able to establish their systems, blah, 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 blah. While precisely this exact same thing is happening in Europe, like at the exact same time.
So, Hachette dies in 1864, and the empire is handed over to his two sons. I could only find a picture of one of them. This is Jean-Georges Hachette. I can't remember.
Very French name.
They're all very French, aren't they? So he takes over the empire, the publishing empire, not the French empire. Then we have the Franco-Prussian War is next. Can you see that little cameo in there, Jan?
Me.
Yeah.
It's Jan.
That's your great granddad or whatever.
Yeah, dispelling with the natives.
Back in the old Prussian days.
Yeah, we need to expand into new areas.
I
mean, when you're in Argentina, you don't need to do that, obviously, because there's a lot of room there. So,
yes, I'm just gonna dodge that terrible racist joke that I thought of, and we'll share that after the show. So 1870, the Franco-Prussian War kicks off. That's a war between France and Prussia that will eventually become Germany. And there's Jan's German great-great-granddad. That's 1870, the Franco-Prussian War. 1870 still, we have the fall of Sedan, when France, you can see them here with their actual flag, the one we all recognize, the white one, surrendering to the Germans at the fall of Sedan. Not to be confused with Fall on Sedan, which is a Rippaverse.
That was cute.
Your humor.
Yeah.
That level. Is that Charlie Murphy?
First scene in ISOM #1. They all kind of look the same. It's from ISOM #1. It's an iconic moment where Avery Silman falls for a car, and they repeat. I think it's in like 3 different comics in it.
Yeah, this is in the Yaira trailer, the image that I've specifically grabbed.
And they animated it. They animated it as well.
Yeah. This is the Rippaverse's equivalent to the death of Uncle Ben. You know, like they just put it in every single
I'm
thing.
pretty sure this happened later than 1870, though. I think you're a bit off with the dates there, bud.
Yeah, I'm saying don't get it confused with the fall off Sedan.
Oh, okay.
Fall on Sedan. Like that's a different thing.
You're telling me that's not a real historical picture?
Filmed in real time.
They did really have black guys in France, though, at that time, though. That is a fact. So we have the Franco-Prussian War, which France loses very quickly. And then 1871, the Paris Commune begins. We finally got communism, finally a communist revolution that's immediately crushed, 2 months later. That did not last. The merchant class and the aristocracy and the clergy put aside all of their differences and fucking stomp that out.
No free cap for you.
So then we get in the same year, 1871, the French Third Republic. They're having another go.
The free caps are back.
And being a republic.
Isn't that crazy? You know, the Pharyngians, whatever. It's Mithraism, Mithrans, basically the old military of Rome that never died and became England.
Well, I've been to a bunch of European countries in the last couple of years, and then I went to Africa as well. And Africa is bare different from Europe. You go around Europe and it's oh, this is all Roman. I went as far as Constantinople last year, still Roman. You go there, you're yeah, this is just basically the same. They got a few different trees, but this is the same civilization. You go to Africa and bro, the ground is orange that. I'm used to in Europe, the ground is green or the ground is brown. I never saw no luminescent orange ground before. Fucked with my whole understanding of reality.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so this is important. We go back to being a republic, right? So what Republic really means is the merchants are back in charge. It's all constantly switching power between, up until now, the monarchy and the merchants. Right? The merchants are back in charge. There's this guy.
Sorry, let me interrupt. Right before that, there's a book that came out. It's called The Vatican Degree and Social Order on Mankind, or something like that. And so a lot of people were reading these type of books. They were reading the mystical Kabbalah books putting out by merchants and all that. And then you also had like royalty books that had their own dismissive way of portraying reality. So you have three systems rotating in all of these people's minds before the internet and everything. And that's when you get amazing pamphleteering like this right here.
Yeah, and people don't give enough credit to the printing press, like as an invention for social change.
Oh,
like,
dude, memes. The original memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they work. Absolutely. This is fourth generation.
I mean, by definition, like it being like medically spread and everything, you know, like, I mean, it was literally like printing press started memes.
And then when you couple that with the railway system, and you've got a guy handing out books at the railway station to ship them all around the country or whatever, like you're spreading some real like propaganda. All right, 1880, this guy, Jules Ferry, is the education minister, right? And they pass a law in France that all children have to have a free state secular education in it. Like, and guess who publishes all of the textbooks for the entire country?
Maxwell's father.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh,
like,
another family, by the way. Gypsies.
So in 1881, Hachette moves from just having his railway bookshop monopoly to now having a monopoly on school textbooks, right? Spreading the ideology of the merchants to the people, like encouraging them to be nationalist, to be anti-Christian, like to be materialistic, like have money, like supporting the colonies and all of that stuff. So now I want to show you some examples that I've pulled from one of these textbooks, so I can show you.
May I interject? Sure, the Maxwell family that you were just showing, they're both sides, male and female, patriarch and matriarch family. Their family goes back all the way to Constantinople. They were message men, just like Boris Johnson's family were going back technically all the way to Constantinople, but they were message men as well. And you learn right when this is going on in the House of Rothschilds, the world banker, from 1849 to 1999, first print, 22,500 copies. Fantastic book. You learn in the first chapter that they monopolize the FedEx, the original FedEx that the Gypsies ran. And you know, it's hilarious. You know, Viktor Orban of Hungary, Orban, the Orban cannon. The Orban cannon goes all the way back to Constantinople, largest cast cannon ever that was technically never used, was probably used a couple times, take down the walls of Constantinople. There are also the Gypsy families who made the first Federal Express for messaging from family to family. That guy, these guys.
Do you not agree, J Dollar? It would be really good if there was some kind of system where all of the people could come together, like and overthrow like all of the merchants and the landowners and the royals, and just lop off all of their heads, like, and just share everything like nicely between us. Don't you think that would be pretty sweet?
A few times.
All right, let me. I want to show you some of the stuff.
If I may interject very quickly, sorry. I'm gonna have to go do my paternal duties for the night and put the baby to bed. So I'm gonna have to duck out. But do you want me to do my the up to this point poem?
Yeah, let's do it. Like, let me embiggen you before we get to all the racism and stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
This isn't the end, though, if you're watching and you're about to leave because Jan's doing the poem.
I'm leaving because I've got to go and sort out the baby. Okay. It's been a long time. Been a long time, Wilson.
Been a while.
Been a while. This is the found poem from the hour of the show that I've been on. I feel like I'm missing out on the joke. I laughed. Just bang it. King of the deportations. I keep looking at my notes. You're like FIFA. I'm not. It takes away the funny or whatever. They think it's a German guy, an expert pocket watcher. Everybody was getting their head cut off. Did their own counter revolution. Sinus infections. What if your wife has a big cock? We're only up to 1848. That looks like the Fratelli's mother from the Goonies. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, dude.
See you later.
See you next week.
Nice Joe Doris, lovely to see you again. See you later, mate.
Later, Kent, friend.
Just lovely.
See you later. Bye bye.
All right, fuck off already. Okay, so I pulled out one of these French textbooks published by Hachette Publishing, like to show you the kind of thing that they were indoctrinating the French youth with. It's in French, so I'm going to do my best to translate it for you. And I was explaining to these guys before the show, I don't actually speak French. I can read French, kinda, like, but not great. So this basically says, like the ambitions of Rome, our work is to civilize the
nice preparation.
I know, right? Basically, it says that we have to civilize the people of Algeria because we are their masters and educators. Right?
Oh, we have to civilize these people because we are we have the masters of the education.
He did say if your wife has a big cock. He was talking about Macron. So yeah, you know, that's a bit racist or whatever to say that with the masters of Algeria, because they own it. That one's quite light. This one says the Jews in the villages and cities are bankers, money changers, and brokers, etc. There's 4,000 of them in number, of 4,000 Israelites. Some of them are nomads and farmers. The Jews are intelligent. The Israelites are intelligent. Do good instructions, and they're establishing schools to establish the regeneration of their race in Tunisia. That's in, what did we say, in the 1800s. Like they've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
This one says the evidence they're talking about North Africans, Berbers, they're like light black people, you know, because they're North African. The evidence like says that they must have interbred with some ancient Aryan blonde race, probably through Gibraltar. Because, you know, you can't have a civilization unless you got some white in you, like according to Hachette.
Like you had to put that little disclaimer at the end, so nobody clicks
Yeah.
on that. Like that.
Not me. I would never say anything like that. There's two races in Indochina, in French Indochina. The Amite is one race, and the Cambodians. It's a mixture of Europeans, savage tribes, half savages, Chinese, and Asian immigrants.
Sounds like all savage to me.
In China, still to this day, or excuse me, in France, still to this day, controls that stronghold in China, and it's a river city.
In Guangzhou, I think it is the one opposite Hong Kong, in it.
Like next to Shanghai or wherever.
Because
they still control that.
There's like it used to be like Hong Kong, Macau, and then the French one, like all the yeah.
And HSBC is the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, by the way, which is controlled by the Rothschilds and King Charles.
Yeah, you get great dividends from them. This part says the Annamites are Indo-Chinese and are a yellow race.
You know what's interesting about Tanzania still to this day? All that gold that because Tanzania has an ungodly amount of gold. You can't export it if you're a Tanzanian.
So, so my father's side of the family is my gypsy side of the family, and my mother's side of the family is from the Philippines, so they're obviously the Filipino side. When I was born, my grandfather refused to go to the hospital to see me. And he said, "I'm not going to go see some yellow baby." So it's awesome that we've been talking about gypsies and people of yellow skin, because I've got to experience that like personally in my life, and I feel very akin to this. I like this.
This one is the most shocking to me, at least. Right? It lists a bunch of like tribes and stuff. These are like real Negroes, right?
My Negro.
They have wide noses and thick lips. Their traits are not as accentuated as the equatorial races, the Negroes of the Congo, for example. In this race, some of them have beautiful faces. The ones who bred with the ones with pure blood and black, they are attractive and quite pleasant to the eyes of Europeans.
Yeah, they were huge into craniometry and all that.
Fetishes. Yeah.
Yeah, nose and head fetishes.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, as a lover of the brown sugar, I feel what they're saying.
Yeah, he eloquently written, sir.
Very pleasant to American eyes, also, is what you're trying to say.
Where's all that brown sugar?
Was rubber a thing at this point? I think rubber was a thing out there.
I mean, at least I know sheepskin was at least a thing.
And the Dutch East Empire had the monopoly of all the trees in the Congo.
Oh, I thought we were like gonna go into like intermixing of bloods here. Like, sorry.
The Belgians, I think.
Yeah, Belgians. That's where Belgians. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dutch East. Yeah.
Dutchy. Hey, Dutchy.
So. This one says, this one's talking about New Caledonia, right? About the black people who live there. And it says, it would be a shame, like, if they died out, because that race could be very useful to us. Probably on the French national football team. Okay, so now we've jumped to 1914 to World War One. and the state uses Hachette as its military propaganda machine, right? They publish all of the like news and maps and propaganda leaflets, all the stuff that you want, and they send them all through the train network that we discussed that they have the monopoly on it. And those colonial subjects that they were just like being bare racist to, they send them all to die like in World War One, which is pretty whack.
Hilarious. Oh, yeah. Both of those things.
Well, in these, it was tribe by word and all that. They didn't have paperwork like in Vietnam and all that stuff. So all you had to do was take out the tribe and you can claim the land. Pretty simple, actually, in Africa compared to other areas.
Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights. It's probably where it fucking came from. You're probably right.
You just go down and pop a squat.
This is my mine now. These are my trees.
Here's some examples of the French propaganda that they were pumping out. Like this one says that basically every bit of gold you give to the bank, like the hour of victory will be closer. This one says, "Oh, give us your gold because we're giving you blood." Like so, even in the propaganda, they're saying, "Give us the money." Like,
yeah, it's 3:30 on the clock, so you got 33 on the clock.
Oh yeah. I didn't spot that. Then in 1940, when France gets conquered by the Nazis, Hachette collaborates with them to... Yeah, there it is. You know, the Nazis have like strict censorship rules about what you can and can't publish. And obviously, the company that started off as a radical like political intellectual company is now kowtowing to the Nazis, like and printing what they're allowed to, like that's going to be a recurring theme going forwards. We jump all the way to 2014 now. They've done like, ironically, they done a war on Amazon, crying that they were on a monopoly. Like because now that nobody buys books from the train station, and you know Amazon has the power that they previously had in it, so they cried about it. Like done a big fight over all of that, which is pretty funny. Like,
the French are mad at DARPA baby controls all this printing now.
They've finally got their comeuppance. The Amazon monopoly. Then in 2014, they got bought by a right-wing billionaire.
Which kind of right wing? American right wing or European right wing?
French right wing.
Oh, worse. Okay.
Freaking go to take Lobo out and I'll come back. We're already in 2014. Holy shit.
Right?
Yeah, he was gone for too long.
Damn.
Yeah.
He did that dog thing of just I had to find that perfect spot to shit. Like if it's poop, man, just do it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I only have one option, the toilet. Like
I mean,
yeah, but you do walk around it.
No,
like
that attitude.
Shit. Not ready for that.
In 2020, they were planning to publish Woody Allen's memoirs. And a bunch of SJWs cried about it. Probably, maybe correctly. That's up to you. I don't support cancel culture in it.
Chapter 6. That time I banged my stepdaughter.
What was his memoirs called? What was his memoirs going to be called? The Pedophiles.
I think what he did is he made their lifestyle a little too public, and it kind of annoyed them. to a degree.
Mm.
And they kind of punished Woody Allen just a tad bit, just a tad.
Yeah, so Hachette we're under a lot of pressure to like cancel him for that, to cancel the release of the book, which they did. Like they folded to the pressure. You'll notice all through this story, the who's in charge, like who has moral authority over the world or the whatever, has been like constantly like switching backwards and forwards on it. Like, and this company is just blowing in the wind, following the rules of whoever's in charge at that moment. And like, so they didn't publish his book. Someone else did. You can download Woody Allen's book as a PDF
file, PDF file.
And today is Hachette and all that a majority holder of Warner and all that jazz.
Fitting file format for his book.
And then Hachette sued Florida. Florida like banned a bunch of like gay books from schools.
Yeah.
So even though they're owned by a right-wing billionaire who just cancelled Woody Allen for being a pedo, is now like saying, "Oh, you can't ban all of these children's sex books."
I know. What will I sell in my train stations?
I assume that the reason that they did that is because they publish like bare children's sex books or whatever.
Like me.
Yeah, I figured they were the publisher of a lot of those books.
You know what else is interesting? The guy who started the guy who was with Trump all these years, who ended up being an MI6 agent, he got one of the girls who is a daughter, her name is like Michelle or Megan or something. She wrote young romance novels and inappropriate books. And this one dude was gloating about having her on the show. And she's the son or the daughter of MI6 who writes inappropriate stories for teenagers, like teenage sex.
It's all connected, and that's kind of.
He started TP USA, by the way, with that French guy, that French billionaire who was mad at Charlie Kirk.
So now we get to 2026. Hachette has come full circle from publishing racist propaganda to once again publishing racist propaganda, like just in the opposite direction now, because that's where the dollars is, and they've signed up.
$8.
That's in 2026, and then the next thing after that is that we're doing this show, and that takes us right up to where we are right now in the timeline.
Oh, like now? Wait, now, or like then now?
Now.
Ooh.
Who do you think he knew in that company to get a hold of too? It's very awkward. Very interesting.
Woody Allen.
From the Blaze, possibly.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
I'm blazing.
That's
Glenn Beck. Maybe.
Yeah, Glenn Beck, probably. I would guess.
He's got to know some pedophile elite guys, and he Glenn Beck.
Yeah,
Glenn's one of those OG
He looks
guys.
like he would eat a baby.
Oh my god.
Surprised if he had to lay in a casket full of blood.
Like human blood. From like the blood of the blood of the Forsaken.
Oh, so to wrap up this segment of the show, I want each of you to tell me Do you think based or evil?
Which part? Who? What?
I'm gonna
The
go
company Hachette.
I'm gonna go with evil.
Evil.
there,
That's
yeah.
one vote for evil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say based.
I'm gonna go based. I think being evil is pretty based.
The best of both worlds. Piper, what you saying?
I don't know. Lobo was pooping for half of this, so
No, you only poop for 100 years. We had like 200 years before that. Like,
I don't know. They're following the money. They just do whatever
that's why
everybody
that's why
else
I say
does.
that's why I say they're not based, because like if you're just gonna follow the money, that's not based. That's like yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely didn't. They definitely don't stick to anything else but the money. So yeah, I'd probably go evil. I think to be based, you need to actually like, I don't know, do something cool for reasons other than money.
To be based, you need to be doing something that's controversial and dangerous. Like you have to say something that is true, that is controversial to say is true, but present it in a way where the other person thinks, "Oh fuck, he's right." Like, I think that's the key to being based. And I don't think that they did any of that. They sucked the dick of whoever's in charge. Like, oh, the emperor will have some of that. Oh, the king will have some of that. President will have some of that. Nazis will suck some of that. Eric July will suck some of that. Like, just.
I would say Eric's sucking them rather than them sucking Eric. Let's be real.
I would say it's based because
Eric's definitely sucking them for sure.
It
can be a 69.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but the way you framed it, even in the little meme thing before, it was like Hachette partners with the Rippaverse. Is it the same way he partnered with McFarlane Toys to make the Iceland figure? Like,
is Eric July Kabbalah?
Yeah.
So they've been doing this.
I partnered with Subway this afternoon. Like to get a sandwich.
I think they've been building castles. They're castle builders, railroad mafia,
warehouses,
internet, space machines, satellites. To have this power and keep this game going for literally since the beginning of castle building, I think that's based because you need just a handful of individuals to keep the process going from an original idea, probably some autistic psychopath.
I mean, that would make just about every company based, if we're gonna be honest.
Because he's saying like to be successful from 1066 onwards, like it does take some skill to do that.
Yeah,
like,
that's wild.
I think that is true.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know if it's based.
Evil can be powerful though.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
everlasting. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm staying with my.
Yeah, because I wouldn't call the Rothschilds based either. I wouldn't call like a lot of freaking groups based just because they've been around forever.
Accumulating wealth or trying
to
accumulating wealth and or power. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to actually do something.
If they were the
we're not trying to change each other's
in this presentation, right? We saw 57 different revolutions happen in France. Right? And every time after the revolution, they were on the side of the winner.
Well,
to be truly based, they needed to be on the side of the winner before the revolution.
Yeah.
Every time. Like,
yeah.
Then I would go based. Until then.
That's what I think too. If they're able to flip flop there, I feel like to be based, you need to like stand on something. And they were standing on, oh, you got money? Oh, yeah. We'll suck your dick. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't call them. I wouldn't
20
call them
bucks is
based. I
20
feel like they
bucks.
needed to do something to be based besides just exist.
Okay, right. Let's get the final part of the show and let's fucking go home, even though we're all at home already. The troll part, right? What I've done is I've selected the book that we were reading passages from, like, and we're gonna leave a review on there. As always, we leave a 5-star review because we're gonna write some dodgy shit, right? So. What did we think of those passages that we read out? What did you say, Billy, about the yellow race?
Oh, that my father's side of the family didn't want to.
Son of a gypsy
And a yellow.
And a
yellow.
and a yellow. Yeah.
As the child, because I'm in the skin of Kim Jo Jong and it like she's a girl. Go on. As the child of a gypsy and a yellow.
The wide nostrils and dark complexion are also pleasing to my eye.
Yes. Where's that brown sugar?
Jeez.
Lips are also pleasing to not just the European eye, but also the
Anglo-Saxon.
I need something self-deprecating there because you're I'm speaking as myself right here as a like mixed like mongrel of some sort, like.
Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately, this is where Lobo went to go poop. So I only heard like 2 passages.
for real.
Damn it.
I thought it was you that had to poop.
No, I mean I did too, but
Oh, okay.
I went after Lobo.
That's you know how women go to the toilet together.
Yeah.
Remind us of the story of your grandfather or whatever, because that's what I'm going to build most of this on.
I mean, it's just a short story. I just thought it was funny because I'm a first generation American. Like both my families moved here from their respective countries. My father's family from Hungary, and my mother's parents from the Philippines. And for like one immigrant to be like, I'm not gonna go to the like his grandson was just born. He's like, I'm not gonna go to the hospital and see some yellow baby. I just thought was kind of funny.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
My grandfather on the other side hated Japanese people fiercely, but that was kind of the whole like 3 years being a POW thing that kind of
Oh yeah, that would do that.
Did you there was a guy, he did a presentation, he had just did a study, and he basically shows that literally after 3 or 4 generations of admixture mixing, you can totally change the craniometry, the skeleton structure. It can completely divert technically to the domineering gene. So say for example, if you're a mixed family and then you have another mixed family, and then by the 3rd or 4th time you have a mixed family and you've always had a black father but a white female or whatever, the body type will just inevitably go to a black person style. And it only takes like a few generations.
Yeah.
I find that I feel like it would be a few more generations than that, maybe 6 to 8 to 9 to 10 or something like that. And he was basically explaining that's why we have so many admixture gene pools, and that's why technically, just like birds, there are so many humans.
Right. So you can get, you know, a Doberman and an English bulldog, and it's just like, yeah, genetically these things are the same thing. It's like, yeah, the Doberman doesn't look anything like a fucking. Just like, yeah, well, you know, they be fucking.
And he was giving examples of like the bulls in America. Like there's only a handful of badass bulls that America uses overall, and like in Brazil, it's the same thing. They only use. They do the same thing with horses.
Yeah.
And the
Well, I mean, cows and bulls like just didn't exist, you know, a couple thousand years ago. Like those things just weren't a thing. Like we made like that's like a new fucking animal we created practically.
Yeah, domestication changed the significantly.
I actually saw something recently on it was crazy on how quickly pigs can undomesticate.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
When just regular like farm pigs like escape out of, you know, farms and stuff like that into the wild, within less than within the same generation, they will like full on start growing tusks and like fur all over their like regular like pink like, you know, like farm piggies will like, go full like Pumbaa from fucking Lion King like within the same generation.
With his tusk.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great because it's like they've tagged him and shown it's just like, yeah, they like all of a sudden like their environment literally kicks in a gene that lays dormant, and all of a sudden like they start like I said, their teeth start growing, hair starts growing all over their body and shit like that. They start getting more like stout, like front leg heavy and stuff like that, you know, so they get that almost like that front humpback, you know, shoulder look, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They must immediately need it, like.
Yeah.
As soon as they're out in the wild, like those are the features they absolutely need to survive out there.
To fuck up fucking just every environment they go to.
Either that or they're just going out there and getting banged by boars and immediately popping out boars.
So when humans learn English, when they learn a language and they learn how to read, it literally changes your brain.
Yep.
And your animalistic traits completely stop just by being culturalized with words.
Yeah, we live in a society.
Your brain.
Yeah, no. The
Most
language.
of them don't speak proper English. It's like this urban kind of.
Oh wait, so you wrote it and then you put it in French?
Yeah, translated it back into French. Yeah. The parts that are offensive in English, that are quotes from Billy's granddad, I have converted back into English.
Oh, like, I see that.
English-speaking readers will only be able to see those parts, and French-speaking readers will only be able to read the French parts. Just to read it out in English for you, because I still have it here. It says, as the child of a gypsy and a yellow, both my parents came here from their respective countries of the Philippines and Austria-Hungary. When I was born, my grandfather asked, why would I go and visit that yellow baby? Reading this book and its racial ethnography reminded me deeply of this moment. He said it was worse than when those bloody Japs had him in the POW camp. On the description of equatorial people with mixed blood, wide nostrils, and thick lips are pleasing to not just the European eye, but also the mixed mongrel of an American.
Beautiful.
That's brilliant, dude. It's very well written.
Solid review, man.
All right. J Dollar, you definitely won the episode. Well done. So that means that as the winner, before we say goodbye, you have won the right to like shill or promote whatever you think is that you have, if you have a thing. So the floor is yours. Like, do something on that.
Nani?
Read this cool, simple book.
Oh yeah.
Gods Against the Gods.
Gods Against the Gods.
Is that available on Rippaverse or?
Let me check.
Oh my god. Go streaking.
Is that a text-based?
Sorry, like England Press, the other mafia.
Yeah, the other bad guys.
The other guys, the British Royals version. Great book, really short. You can read in like 2 days.
You won the Reich.
My phone was going like Commi.
This was the most informative episode I think I've.
I'm all educated and shit now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Kirk said, though, it's being taught history by a leftist who doesn't really know what he's talking about either. So, all right, I think that's a perfect place to end. Thanks for coming, everyone. See you next week, I guess. Thanks, Jada. Stick around like a long talk chat.
All right, cool.
Right.
We have bathroom racist jokes to tell.
We
Bye,
will-
everybody.
Yep.